quite a few forums, and so far this has been the best run, most well-attended forum I've been to. I loved being up on stage, looking out and seeing that diverse group of faces, all excited, all energized about this whole process that, that makes America a great country.
Thank you, Mr. Badir, and thank you, United Voices and everyone here.
Thank you for having me here.
First, let me thank everyone for being here.
Thank you. Great. It is so great to be here in a room with so many fine Americans. Thank you all so much for coming out and supporting this.
O one, to whom we turn our hearts in eager anticipation of mercy and love, protect our nation, but also protect us from a loving zeal that we have for it, lest it swerve from a noble purpose to one that unfairly targets honest, hardworking Americans who have nothing to do with the threats posed to our country. Bless our efforts today and allow all the voices, the candidates and the voters, the opportunity to be heard, respected, and counted. Amen.
Yeah, welcome to the General Election Candidate Forum. Everybody, whoever you talk to, they tell you that this election is probably the most important in our lifetime. And the decisions that voters will make and constituents will make this coming November will have a lasting impact on our nation's future and our community's future. One of the things that we're trying to do with United Voices in these type of forums is to be able to bring candidates and constituents, bring people together so they could meet each other directly. Old style type politics, and where you bring and bridge people together. Instead of learning about candidates from television and from the pundits, they get to interact with them directly. Instead of reading about them in the paper, you get to meet them directly, and instead of reading about them on Google and Wikipedia, you get to meet them directly.
The diversity was very, very nice. It was a different crowd than we're used to, and actually the crowd that we're used to is candidates. We mostly have candidates and not too many constituents, so it was really a nice change. Absolutely fantastic turnout.
I really enjoyed the interaction with the constituents. I think that voter apathy is a real problem in the United States, and it always does my heart good to see people actually care enough to take a Sunday afternoon out and come out and actually listen to people talking about the real issues.
I see a very diverse group of folks that are very concerned over what's happening in the local and national elections, and it was very evident to me that everyone who was here cares very deeply about what's happening in our election process. And I see a bunch of folks, people that want to get involved, want to make their votes count.
That was a really good format, and again, we've been to lots of others, so this one was very professional and done everything about it. All my complaints about other formats, this one didn't have any.
I was very impressed with the way the whole panel stuck together. They asked real good questions all about the issues, and it gave the candidates a chance to introduce themselves, do closing statements, and at the same time give a chance to minutely project themselves.
Incredibly well organized. It was everyone was kept to their time limits. I believe that there was a great deal of research done by the panels that asked the questions, the panelists. I think the questions were very fitted for the candidate.
It was well organized, well thought out. The questions, you can tell that thought was put into the questions, and the questions were things that mattered.
It was a warm and receptive crowd, a very interested crowd, and taking it away from the it's wonderful to have interested parties. It was very well attended. Many forums that you attend, you feel like the candidates outnumber the interested parties, but I've had several very good discussions today, a lot of interested people in the functions of the office, the problems with the office, and they obviously are very well informed.
United Voices Forum was one of the very best forums that we've attended, and I've attended a whole bunch of them since the campaign season began.
First question, and we want Mr. Buddy Johnson, please come up to the microphone. Please answer the question to the audience. You have 90 seconds to answer. Why are you running again for this political race?
Great question, and the question is answered in this way. We've begun our work and have been doing this work for 5 years, and it's a work that I absolutely love. I'm incredibly passionate about expressing every voice and every vote and making sure that it
And I'm
counts.
running to establish confidence and trust in this office. It is not fried chicken that we are processing, right? It is the vote that is happening. And I believe strongly that we need honesty, openness, and integrity.
I
in this
really
office.
came to have a lot of appreciation for that office, and I said to her, you have the best job ever. You get to promote democracy, yet not take policy positions.
Because I want to be elected.
I work in the clerk's office. I'm chief deputy clerk. I have worked for you, Pasco County residents, for 21 years.
I'm running again because I believe in my lifelong commitment to all children. I've been a child advocate, an education activist, and the work is not done.
Our school district deserves better, our children deserve better, and you, the taxpayers, deserve better. Fiscal responsibility needs to be a priority in this district. We can no longer continue to give no-bid contracts to friends and cronies.
I've watched over the last 8 years while the incumbent's been in office, while our violent crimes have continued to rise.
I decided to run for public office because I became very discontent, as many of you may have been, about the direction our community is going into.
I've taken a positive stance to listen to everybody in my community.
A person with 9 years of government experience, as well as almost 10 years of teaching experience in our local schools. That person is me.
Because I realize that a judge must rule and decide issues not based on public favoritism, not based on status in the community, not based on popularity. A judge must rule on issues based on the facts as applied to the law.
I am running for circuit court judge because I want to serve my community as I have done throughout my professional career.
What I am running for is for our daughters' and sons' futures.
I'd rather not be running for office. I am in a situation where I am running for office because I am outraged by the state that my state, Florida, has got into.
I love education, and I'd like to improve education in this state.
Well, I know I have 90 seconds. I can do it in about 9. We can do better.
We had two major problems 2 years ago, homeowners insurance and an inequity in property tax. And they did not fix it. Instead, they made matters worse.
The reason I'm running for U.S. Congress is I got tired of hearing all my friends, all my family members complaining about what's going on with the federal government.
I had a very successful 20-year Navy career. I was a Master Chief Petty Officer. Retired February 29th of this year, and I retired for one reason only, is because I felt that I had to take a personal stand to stop our government from running our country over a cliff.
The state of the country is miserable, and I think that the reason that it's miserable is failed policies.
Very simply, I'm running for this office because the people who are charged with representing us clearly are not.
That means I'm running because I want to make change, not because I want to continue a dynasty.
I am tired of the two-party political system that has been running this country for decades.
We believe our Congress is out of control, and the many career politicians are only concerned about themselves, their careers, and the special interest groups that help finance their re-elections.
Involved with UnitedVoices because I'm not old enough to vote. I'm only 15. I'm a high school student, but since I can't vote yet, I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to make sure that people that are eligible to vote, especially Muslims, get out there and make their voice heard, because it's the most important thing for us right now, especially in this critical time for Muslims, where you hear the stories of us being discriminated against and the Obsession film that just went out. If we get involved, then they'll learn to respect us.
The reason I'm involved in UnitedVoices is because this organization gives voices to the people in Tampa. It also empowers people. You get to interact with the candidates. You don't just see their website and the information that's there. You actually see them. You get to hear them speak.
Both of the forums have been really empowering. Just listening to the candidates and what they seem like to be doing, it seems like they actually feel like changing things. And I feels like, I've actually benefited, and I'm actually really looking forward to this upcoming years.
Because UnitedVoices is nonpartisan, and the truth is that I don't care who you vote for, I just want you to vote.
Well, we wanted to know what's going on all around us, and we want to know who is capable of getting the vote, and there is a lot of people who are confused. Just like them, I was one of them, and I just wanted to know who is the right person to vote for, and I wanted to listen to all of them and then pick the right person.
I think so. It's absolutely important to be part of the political process. We are at very crucial junctures in American history, and that is lack of participation to me would be very unpatriotic.
But I was particularly interested because I wanted to know exactly what's been going on in this community, who's going to be up for election as far as judges, commissioners, that sort of idea. And being new to the community, I thought this was a really great way to find out and be able to shake some hands. And also, I think it's really a great event. I think it gives not only the Muslim community a sense of efficacy, it also gives everybody else. It's a free event. It's open to everybody who wants to come, and I think it's a really important thing to do for the community at